Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryim, Shah, Yasharallah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Yahweh Ratazah, Yahweh Ratazah, Yahweh Ratazah. We are the elect, and we make it out of there. We make it out of this place. You know, your world, as you know it, it's just got smaller today, and by the end of this year, a lot of people gonna be living out of a shoebox. As fast as they're moving, they're shrinking your freedoms, you know. And one thing about this mighty dollar, it allows you freedom to move around. When they take that from you and present you with this new form of doing business that our forefather John saw, that limits you. Basically, that shrinks your world basically down to nothing. You're in total compliance and obedience to the New World Order. Now, when you're looking at this is John Williams. This is his show. It's called This Is the John Williams Show. You know, this guy deals with a lot of the economics of, you know, America as well as the rest of the world. You know, but he also goes into a lot of end time issues, whether he's conscious of it or not. You know, a lot of information he brings out is biblical, you know, because you can link up scriptures back and forth with a lot of the information this guy, John here, brings out. So we want to go into this video. This is a video based around what's happening with the pharmaceutical industry. Now, you know, when you go into that word sorcery, in the Greek is pharmakia. Pharmakia. That's where they get pharmacy from, because it's sorcery. It's magic, as they say. You know, witchcraft. You know, so all these witchcraft stores are shutting down everywhere, and they blaming it on Jake running in looting. You know, I get it. You can hire some crisis, you know, crowds and have them run in, you know, make it look good. Jake a copycat. He sees it. You know, a lot of homeless people see it. They see these people on the news getting away, being let go, and then they activate. You know, so you do have Jake on a certain level invading these pharmacies, you know, but not at the proportion that you're going to see on this video here, to put them in trillions of dollars of debt. So therefore, all these pharmakias are filing for bankruptcy, you know, which is it's part of Esau's plan. You know, they needed an excuse to revamp their whole system and bring in that new digital AI system, which is going to be ultimately ran by that MOTB. As far as the customer goes, you won't be able to participate in your local pharmacy real soon without having a device in you to activate it, as you're going to see here. You know, so everybody's following the plan. And I tell you this here, I'm going to say this here, man. This thing is getting, well, it's always been deadly serious, because the prophecies are nothing to play with. But once you see it unfolding in your face as you're walking the earth and this thing is playing out, you know, it's like every day you're getting a dose of reality. This thing is chilling. It's like living in a scary picture as you're about to hit the climax. And this is why a lot of camps don't want to deal with this prophecy that John saw, because what John saw just wasn't the Karaks. He saw the system that was being ran around the Karaks, because you need an infrastructure to run this computer chip that's going to be in your hand. So his best way to describe it was, no man can buy or sell without it, because he saw, yes, they was getting this grain of rice, but they were functioning, and they couldn't function in this new society without this thing. And that was chilling. That was scary. You know, you're going to see John seeing that. you know, he was perplexed, troubled, you know, in his mind, in his conscience, from seeing these people take this syringe that he described as a Corox and inject something in their skin and then go on about their regular life, whether they eat, sleep, go to work. How you function every day is by the dollar. They're wiping that out, in the new form of functioning will be this MOTB. That's why this prophecy is so serious, and everything that's happening in the world is boiling down to this prophecy. That's why this is so scary for a lot of camps to deal with, because they would hate to think you would have to live your life like a movie, like all the movies you see. You would hate to think that you're going to be challenged on some kind of level to where you really got to lean on Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, to get this thing done. You know? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this video here, and we're going to grab another article, and we're going to grab, you know, if the Holy Spirit allow me, you know, a scripture to.
Hey, what's up, guys? John here. Rite Aid has just filed bankruptcy. CVS and Walgreens are not far behind.
Pharmacy chain Rite Aid filing for bankruptcy. Once the largest drugstore chain in the country, Rite Aid, one of the largest pharmacy chains in the country, has filed for bankruptcy. Last month, the chain announced it was closing stores. Rite Aid is billions of dollars in debt and is also facing lawsuits stemming from the opioid crisis.
They are closing hundreds and hundreds of stores in all major cities all throughout America.
CVS Pharmacy will be closing 900 stores all over the country over the next 3 years.
WALGREENS is preparing to shut down hundreds of stores. The company's CEO says 150 closures will happen in the U.S. and the other 300 will close in the United Kingdom.
For guess why? Theft, crime, increased wages. You know, they're saying that employees deserve more money. Well, these big box stores have a solution for that. That's going to be to remove most of their employees and really change the shopping experience to keep themselves profitable. But how are they going to do this? They're going to level the entire economy, the entire shopping experience, and bring it back with this new solution that I'm sure you're not going to like. I don't like it. I'm going to show you factually what's happening so you can plan in advance, so you understand where this world's really going.
Ain't no planning in advance, John. You know, Mr. Williams, Mr. Anderson, you know, there's no planning in advance for what's about to happen. Now we're gonna skip through, you know, because he does a lot of advertising, and I want to get to this this mark right here.
Footprint strategy is shocking, but I mean, you look at San Francisco, you look at Los Angeles, crime, Chicago, Philadelphia, you name it. Crime's getting out of control. And just imagine what crime will look like if interest rates continue to be elevated, you know, and the job market continues to soften and the cost of the world gets more and more expensive. People are going to, you know, kind of dismiss any type of consequence for a crime. They're going to be looking at survival, right? They're going to be looking at survival. What I think is going to happen is there's going to be a major change in this shopping experience, very similar to if you look at what Kroger is doing and Walmart and Target. This is what they're all talking about doing. From the consumer side, the technology forces companies, so they're going to be using technology to surveil every single customer that goes into any store.
Did you hear that? So what is that boiling down? That's the, see, this is why you got to pay it. You got to literally be on this. You got to be on this, because, you know, I was thinking about this earlier as I was watching this video. Say, you know, y'all forbid this happen, you slip into a coma tonight for about a month or two, and you wake up, you're gonna think you just woke up in the Twilight Zone. This thing is moving so fast, your world is shrinking right before your eyes. You will not be able to function without this MOTB. Everything is going digital. That's why they're coming out with the 15-minute cities, and they just did it in what, Akron, Ohio, where they had that first train derailment, right? Surprisingly, the first major train derailment they had a few months ago was in Akron, Ohio, LeBron James' hometown. And now they had a system rolled out over there for exercising the 15-minute cities. So this thing is heating up. And this is what John was seeing. He was seeing the MOTB being planted in people's hand and forehead, but he also saw the infrastructure. He saw that you couldn't live. You can't go into the store and buy milk. You can't get groceries. You can't get this. You can't get gas. You can't pay your bills. You can't buy a ticket for the movies. You can't do nothing without this thing they putting in your hand. That's why this prophecy is so scary to other. You don't want to deal with this because you would hate to think you would have to live off faith, because a lot of Israelites don't have faith, and faith is a rare commodity. The Lord, it does not scarcely give faith out like you handing out free burgers. Faith goes to the special individuals, mainly to the 144,000. The other 1/3, they get their level of faith that's going to guide and protect them too. That's dealing with the women and the children that's going to be saved, as well as the young men. But that great amount of faith, and what's the faith entails? The overtone of that faith is seeing the kingdom of heaven. These people, these Israelites walking around playing the earth with the fringes on, doing the Passover, celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, they doing all this, but they don't see the kingdom of heaven. All you see is this world, so you invest in this world. And what's part of that investment? This new system.
You're a mom and pop business, and you have to pay $25 an hour, or $20 an hour for a clerk at the front desk, and you have to pay top price for goods to be able to sell, and a lot of people are going to be stealing from. What are you going to do, right? Many of these people are going to have to go under. But if you look at the business model that these large corporations are getting ready to integrate, their profit margins are going to continue to climb. Meanwhile, the competition is going to get wiped out. So from the consumer side, the technology forces customers to do work that the store employees usually do. Aside from people who don't like making small talk with the clerk and folks are in a rush, it's hard to see who benefits from the self-checkout. Stores like self-checkout because it eliminates workers at a time when retail wages have been rising. Not paying people to scan your purchases appeals to companies trying to cut costs. The problem from the corporate side is that self-checkout comes with increased theft, right? People they don't scan items. They might miss a couple things. They might miss
and this
the
part
steak,
right
might
here
miss
is
some of the...
going to go. That's why you got to watch what's going on in China. China got something going on called a technocracy. Look that word up. You do the work. Look it up. And one thing in that technocracy is a social score. So, say if you stole an apple out of your local bodega and the cameras caught you and you got away, but your face is on a digital ID screen now, recorded by AI technology. That AI technology shares that information. They read your mile radius within seconds, how long you travel to go to work, get your hair cut, where you shop at, because you're already in the system. And it sends that information all around. So the next store you may go to maybe 3 miles down the street. So as soon as you walk in, red lights come on, security come out. Why? Because now you've been marked. Your social credit score has been marked that you're a thief. They're doing that in China right now. Now say you haven't done anything in about 6 months, that's still in the system. So now you can't get credit cards, you can't get loans, you can't rent an apartment. Like I said before, your world is getting smaller and smaller. We at the end.
Expensive cheeses and random things. And so what ultimately happens? The store ends up, taking a haircut and everyone using it. So what is their solution? They're going to be using AI to prevent theft. Very similar to if you look at an Amazon One store where you scan your hand.
Where you scan your what? Where you scan your... So everything is going into this scanning of the hand. We're going to get into the prophecy. This prophecy speaks for itself. You don't need to break it down anymore. If you can't see it, too bad for you. Let's play that part again, man.
The store, everyone using it. So what is their solution? They're going to be using AI to prevent theft. Very similar to if you look at an Amazon One store where you scan your hand, everyone using it. So what is their solution? They're going to be using AI to prevent theft. Very similar to if you look at an Amazon One store where you scan your hand, to go into the store, and that everything inside of your cart is weighed, and they know exactly how much it weighs, they know exactly how much weight's in that cart, and if you pay and that weight is off by how much you're willing to pay, there's going to be a problem, right? You're not going to be able to leave the store. This is what they're trying to do now. Walmart, Target, Kroger, and I think it's going to be going to every store, Best Buys, and all these stores.
They got the whole system set up. You won't be able to walk in and open the freezer and grab a bottle of water without your MOTB real soon. Yeah, your world is shrunk, and it's shrinking quickly, because before this report, I was listening to 10 Cent Wins this morning, and they announced all the shutdowns of the Rite Aids and CVS. Now, y'all got about, what, 2 Rite Aids that shut down within 2 miles of me. The WALGREENS down the street from me is halfway empty, and ain't nothing but homeless people ready to run in and steal, and they say they can't stop them. So, yeah, they created this chaos with, order by confusion. What's the result of the chaos of them stealing? Well, we got to make everything automated now.
And so how's this going to work? So some people prefer to have a human scan their items. We'll go to self-checkout even if it makes them uncomfortable. Now Kroger plans to employ artificial intelligence as a monitor. Cameras will watch the self-checkout lanes, and AI will examine how customers scan their goods. So how you're scanning your goods. A company called Everseen Visual AI will virtually examine the video, flagging any discrepancies. The AI flags will not only incidents of customers stealing, but also abnormal patterns, and will alert store personnel. So
that's the abnormal patterns, meaning your social score. So the AI is going to be set up, through these cameras. You got cameras all around. We already in a full surveillance society. So now these cameras are going to be activated to now report on you. Because these cameras can report. Everything is set up. But, you still got your so-called rights. Right? Because the rights as a civilian, but now that everything is speeding up, the world, everybody watching for terrorism, World War III is coming. We're in great danger, so now they're going to have to implement this AI system, which is smarter than you, who can protect you. They're going to do all this out of the name of protection. So bad that they're going to say, now you just got to integrate with the system, or else AI is going to leave you in the dust. And Esau, he values his artificial intelligence over you niggas.
Officially scan their bag of items. Even if they're not stealing, they could face the indignity of a store employee coming to examine their bags. The technology alerts customers when an item has not been scanned. When a second item is missed, store personnel will be alerted. Kroger's chief has claimed that such technology has reduced over 75% of errors at self-checkout. Kroger may offer Walmart's blueprint. So self-checkout benefit stores, not customers. This new technology works with an assumption of guilt that appears to be the new reality of the grocery space, and Walmart and Target seem like they're going to follow by adopting this sort of technology. Kroger wants to eliminate both theft and honest error, but this technology does so in a way that benefits the company while subjecting honest customers. And this is a very unfortunate situation that we're walking into, where we walk into a scenario where there's no longer this, mom and pop type of relationship. I love going to those small businesses. I had a relative recently come into town. He went to a hotel that is very close to my house, and before all the staff, it was like a mom and pop type of hotel. And not all the staff was completely replaced with different staff. And came in one night, he left, he didn't want to go back to that hotel. He moved to a different location, right? So when you take away that mom and pop type of experience from these stores, you take away the entire experience of shopping. You take away that connection. Well, now you're going to basically have people, they're going to be on their phones all day long, and when they go to the store, everything is going to be through technology. Everything is going to be through monitoring and surveillance. It's a problem. Like, this is a
damn right.
Society's
That's why they got a new movie out with Denzel's son in it. I think it's called New Creation, something like that. You can look it up. And where they show you how humans fell in love with AI technology. And humans now, there's no relationship between human to human. They're in love with their phones. They're in love with their technology now. Before a person get up in the morning and brush their teeth, they grab their phone. Before they speak to their loved ones in their home, they checking their phones. So this is what's going to make it so easy for them to just say, look, give me this MOTB, because I'm already in love with the idea of the advancement of technology. It makes me feel super. Some people didn't have a life until this phone came, into this AI. So imagine they start telling you can move things with your mind. You know, that's witchcraft. And you best believe that MOTB is an idol. And it's going to be something envied and looked up to. And people going to rush out to get it once they see the fascinating things that they can do with it. And supposedly how it makes life more easy. So I want to get that. Another thing, we're gonna get the scripture. We know the scripture. You know, the scripture speaks for itself at this point. You know, this is an article here. This is NYC, New York, right? This is the New York City Artificial Intelligence Action Plan. This was launched today by Mayor Adams, right? Includes a broad framework through which city agencies can evaluate AI-driven tools and their risks, help employees build their knowledge and skills with the technology and responsibility implemented by AI to help improve city residents' quality of life. This is how they improve. This is how they pushing it. This is how they pushing it. And this dropped today. And I saw an interview with Adams, and he said, oh, don't worry about it. Robots ain't gonna just bust through the window and take over. We're doing this to help you. Now, 2 weeks ago, they just employed that big ass 6-foot robot in the subways that's down there to help you. So what's happening? The infrastructure that John saw, let's get the prophecy right now, is taking place. And this is gonna be scary, because where's your faith now? See, it's easy to talk about faith, right? When nothing's happening, when society is up, it's easy to say I got faith. But faith, it can only be proven in a chaotic situation. And this is what the Lord going to put the Israelites through, especially those that know that they're Israelites, and you know the prophecies, and you read the scriptures, and you got all these Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, right? But now it's time to walk blind. How many people can do that? Only the Lord's elect gonna make it out of here. Only the Lord's elect gonna make it out of here, man. So this is Revelations 13 and 16. This is what's happening all across the world. And he calls it all. Who's the he? This is the New World Order, the system. The whole beast system, including NATO, the EU, Britain, the Vatican, in the US of A. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, all your favorite artists, singers, actors, actresses, your favorite school teacher, your librarian, the guy that chops your meat at the store, you know, your favorite billionaire. Everybody gonna be, this is the new system. This is the new way of living. Get with it or get out. So it says, rich and poor, free or bound, whether you locked up. The prisoners gonna get it first. The officers, the inmates, the military, the fire department, they're gonna present it to them first. Free and bound to receive a M-A-R-K. When you going, you gotta go into the Greek with this. Because just because you see the word M-A-R-K don't mean it's the same one that's in Romans 16 and 17, or that's in Ezekiel 9 and 4. So you got to go into the Greek. You got to be on your scholarship. This word in the Greek is charagma. The root word is charax. And then a final root word is grapho. And the grapho goes into the writings, and there's a writing system. All our systems deal with a writing system. Every time you send a text, it's sent out by zeros and ones in a singular box. But now when you deal with this new quantum leap technology, when you work this new system, that 1 and its 0 will now be in the same box. That makes technology move faster, man. Daniel's 12 and 1. So yes, you're going into a quantum leap society. And the Lord is allowing this man to do it because it's ultimately the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Who's behind this? Yahweh Shah's behind this, man. This is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah's CHIP, man. This is a test of your faith. This is the final test. This is going to be serious. That's why they don't want to deal with this, because they would say, I would wish this never. This is like a scary movie here, man. And it's happening. Every day you wake up. So it says, in their right hand, see that? The hand scanning, or in their foreheads. If you don't have no arms, you put it in your head. And Elon Musk already told you about the Neuralink situation for the paraplegics, right? Look at this movie called Upgrade, man. When they integrated that damn CHIP into his spine. Man, that man was moving like a superhero. And it had his own mind. You best believe this damn thing is going to be activated and working without your say-so. Your rights as a human is gone once you take this thing. You no more have a right as a human. You belong to the system. And that no man, and this is the system he saw. Like, wow. If they didn't put this in them, they couldn't do nothing. They were homeless. They couldn't drive their cars. They couldn't feed their kids. Because you're going to have, like, preppers and stuff fighting against this, but the Lord ain't going to be with them. The Lord ain't going to be with them. So you're going to have a lot of people that's going to rebel, the people at the Bible Belt, but the Lord ain't going to be with them. And there's going to be a lot of looting, stealing, like the apostles say. The ones without the CHIP going to be turned on the ones with it. You're going to see somebody with food, you want to attack them, jump on them. You're going to take what they got. It says, and that no man might buy or sell. I mean, that's how you function. That's how you function, man. A bartering situation where you buy or sell. You can't do nothing except or save he that had that MARK. So this is what John was saying. Like, basically, they were shut off the grid. They kicked them off the host. They couldn't keep their jobs. Because when you look at these, the Rite Aid where I'm at, they says they're shut down temporarily, right? So they're sending you to another Rite Aid. But they didn't shut it down. What they're going to do, they're going to reopen it in a few months. And that whole Rite Aid going to be no employees in there. Everything going to be like a super technology store. Where you're going to have to scan your RQ code to get in. They're going to have those gates there. Then when you get in, like he said, they're going to be wearing your card. They're going to be scanning everything you buy. And then it's going to quickly switch from the RQ code from the phone down to this prophecy here. Because they not shutting down these CVS. They say we revamping the system, meaning we making everything AI. We're going to open back up on you. But when you open back up, you're going to walk into a world of AI. And that's what's going to stop people from eating. It says, you won't be able to buy or sell except he that had that. Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we know that name of the beast and number of his name, it all goes together. The whole vibration. And one of the numbers is the shy stigma. That last stigma deals with something that sticks with you when you go into it. And I'm going to pull this last scripture here and I'm going to end it. But, hey, this is where we at. And yes, it's going to be scary for the faithless, man. And then when you take it, because you're already scared, then when you take it, you're going to be really shitting in your pants because now you know you're messed up. Ain't no coming back now. So instead of playing around with the Lord and playing around with society, you need to be getting your behind straight with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah now. Kiss the sun now. Instead of having 1 foot in, 1 foot out, being lukewarm with everything, the whole relationship with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. Where's your relationship? What do you think you're going to just pop in warrior mode once this happens? And a lot of people going to take it, and they're going to be scared to death because they know that Lord going to put it on them. You just messed up. And a lot of them, they're going to be scared to go to the store and spend it because you know you messed up. But once it's in you, it's in you. You already prove you're none of the Lord's elect. So stop playing. We don't wait till the last minute to get serious. Revelations 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. That's now. You're doing it now. You ain't clowning around with this thing, man. You know what you involved in. This ain't no black power movement here. We talking about salvation from the nuclear bombs that's on its way and going to the kingdom of heaven, defeating death, man. We talking some serious stuff here that you got to be supernatural, and the Lord got to open your spiritual eye. He got to give you that eyesight to see what we see. We ain't building here in this place. This place is done. But you got people out here playing Israelite. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. The word of his patience. And this word, when you go into it, is the prophetic sayings. I also will keep you from the time or the hour, the time period of temptation. Where your behind gonna be tempted. Should I do it? Should I not do it? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna eat today? Oh man, it's been a day or two. You can't even get a Lord 48 hours. You're already bugging. The Lord gonna try your patience that way. You're already ready to flip out. Which shall come upon all the world in a orchomini sense, meaning the whole world. Ethiopia, East Africa, the Sudan, the Gaza Strip, Russia, the UK, Canada, Brazil. This thing coming on the whole world in a pandemic sense to try or pierce them that dwell upon the earth. And this word earth in Greek is geo. This is where you get geographic from. Meaning the whole map, the whole globe is going to be tried and tested with this thing. And the only ones that make it out of it is the elect, because the Lord is going to give his elect the cheat code. That's the faith. And he's going to work those miracles. The miraculous miracles is on his way. Akim, Akwat. The miraculous miracles. The Lord is about to work. So once they push, oh boy, he going to push. So I just wanted to, saw this video. I had another video I wanted to get into, but this came out probably about an hour before I got off, man. And I said, man, there's so much coming out so fast. We on it, but this is the major prophecy that's going to bring it all together, because once they start doing this, you best believe them ships that's in the air. And I saw one last night, and it was flickering. It was over my bathroom like 3 in the morning, man. And it was flipping around. It was changing colors from purple to blue to green. It was letting me know that we here. So once they start pushing, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is going to start pushing back. And this world about to see something they never thought they would see. Esau about to get hit with that monkey wrench, man. So we can't wait. This is a very exciting time for the hopeful elect that got that eye sound. For those that got ears to hear. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, the great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasharala. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. We almost out of here. Akim, Akwab, Shalom.